Section 2. You will hear a local counselor giving advice on the radio about cleaning up after recent bad weather. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16 on page 3. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Welcome to Radio OK, your community radio station. After our recent bad storm, we have Councillor Phil Evans joining us to tell us about the clean-up effort. Welcome, Phil.
Hello. Thanks for having me. Well, we had some pretty severe weather at the weekend. Thankfully, it wasn't quite as bad as last year's storm. Although there was some damage to trees, it was definitely not on the same scale as last year. And we were expecting the river level to rise higher than it did. But having said that, a much larger number of homes have been damaged this year due to flash flooding near the creek. Those of you who have experienced flooding, we ask you to be especially careful. I know it's upsetting to see your home full of water, but please be patient, as there's nothing you can do until the river level drops, hopefully in 2 or 3 days. You won't have any electricity at the moment, but we are working as fast as we can to get it reconnected. When it comes to cleaning up your garden, you might be tempted to just throw dead branches and so on into your normal garbage bin. Please don't. We're asking people to simply stack them outside on the footpath, ready for council collection. We plan to cut them up and use them for composting. For those of you who don't have cooking facilities at the moment, I'm afraid we won't be able to deliver hot meals to your home like the community centre did last year. Instead, we'll be issuing vouchers that you can use to get food from any of the nominated restaurants. Just come to the council office to collect them. We've had an overwhelming number of people offering to help out. Anyone who would like to volunteer, please don't call the council office directly. Instead, if you're available to help clean up, just turn up at the community centre by 8 a.m. tomorrow and you'll be given the necessary tools and assigned a task by the council work supervisor. As the water level goes down, we may discover more problems. We'll be assessing the drinking water regularly so that there's no risk of contamination. Just be aware that local wildlife can be forced out of their natural habitat in this weather. Let the council know of any unusual sightings so we can safely relocate them. It may seem that mosquitoes are around in abundance right now, but the actual population is usual for this time of year.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20 on page 4. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Now I'll give you some information about key areas in the town. The school escaped any real problems and will be using its car park and some of the classrooms to coordinate the clean-up. Because of that, the principal is asking for volunteers to assist in getting the classrooms set back up again, with the desks back in their proper places before the new term begins after the holidays. The hospital is still fully functional, and the only damage there was to the canteen where a tree branch broke a window. You can still access the area as normal, we just ask that you park at the rear of the hospital until the repair work has been completed. If you need to get to the shops, the high street is still a little flooded, so I'm afraid you'll have to collect your shopping on foot for a little while. Hopefully, it won't be long before you'll be able to drive there again. Before the storm, we had hoped to begin work on modernising the bikeway that runs along the river. We were particularly looking forward to having bike storage facilities installed. While the bikeway itself is okay, Unfortunately, the area around it is covered in water. So we've postponed our work there indefinitely, and I'm afraid it's now unlikely that this will ever go ahead. Well, that's everything for now. I'll be back with a further update tomorrow.
That is the end of Section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.